They can't hear you. Oh, that's because I didn't push that button. All right, say something. Something. Did you guys hear something?
Something.
Something. See, there we go. We already started writing a song. You don't even know it. Something. Something. There you go. Beatbox. Yep, they can hear you now. Okay, awesome. And this is a really cool setup. Like the StreamYard thing, it's so easy. All I had to do was make a new, scene thing in OBS, and then pull up my old ass what is it called? Fucking not a camcorder. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. I haven't been up very long. Webcam. And the good thing about this webcam is so old. The quality is so bad, but it makes me look like I'm 20 years old again.
Looking sharp.
Yeah, it looks like there's filters, but no, it's just a really shitty webcam. But it makes me look so young and vibrant, and I'm like, look at you, handsome. How you doing?
Where you been for 20 years?
Yeah, I'd date myself if I could. Just look at that handsome devil. But speaking of handsome devils, look at this motherfucker wait a minute. This motherfucker right there. See, it's not mirrored on this one, so it's like where do I fucking point? All right, dude, we are attempting a 24-hour stream today. And the reason being is because I was told over and over again that many have tried and nobody has successfully done it. I did try to Google to see if anybody did it, and the only ones I could find were people that left their stream on for 24 hours, but like 8 or 9 hours of that they were sleeping. And I'm like, no, that doesn't count. That's not it.
You can't do all the shots early. That's the trick.
Yes. Did you try to do that once?
I've attempted a 24-hour before. I did like 13 or 14 hours, like you said. I turned it off, did like a 2-hour nap, set an alarm, because I had like interviews at like 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, stuff set up so I could like have content. And I had to cancel one, and I did like 2 more, went to bed another 2 hours, and then like did another 4 or 5 hours, and I probably did like 19 to 24. Dude,
that's still impressive though. That's still impressive. I don't know if I'm old, man. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this. Honestly, what caught my eyes was one of my side sponsors said that he'll buy out an entire hour of requests. And I'm like, that still leaves 23 hours, but hell, I need the money, so fuck it, let's do it. So that's like one of the topics we're going to get into for a lot. So if anybody missed what he said in the chat, though, and you're wanting to know about the tournament, he said that's at the end of the month. Let's start with the tournaments, because this is a thing that the whole reason why you have the setup that you do, and I also don't mind going on streaming at the same time as you, is because you're so different. Now, I worded that way fucked up. Like I said, the coffee hasn't kicked in. It's not the reason he does it the way he does, but the reason why I don't mind going on at the same time he does is because what he does. Because like other streamers, they do the exact same thing as I do, or other people I've even mentored before, they'll do it, and then they're like, I'm going to go on the same time as Peredy. Well, that doesn't fucking work. Then there's a clash of things, right? But he is so different. He takes song requests, but it's a whole different structure. And I admire it so much. You don't know how many times I'm like, I want to copy what he fucking does so bad. I really like the bits and pieces of it. You know, I've been doing this for almost 4 years, and yet I want to steal so much from you, but I don't. But I want to. Just so you know, I want to.
We all borrow from other people anyway. But.
Yeah, I want to straight up gank it, dude. I mean, like...
The tournaments are a lot of work, bro. There's so much work to set up. Obviously, they take days of doing live streams to accumulate 32 winners.
Yes.
And we have a person that makes the graphic. We got to promote it enough times. You got to tag everybody. You got to figure out what one song each of the 32 bands are using. So we've learned in the past when we first started doing it, there was bands that would be like, "Hey, you should have picked this one. You should have done this one." And we switch songs the second round, the third round. It's too confusing. So we just make like a pre-YouTube playlist ahead of time that the bands have chosen. If they don't answer, I can pick whatever song I want in their catalog. But I don't try to screw them over and pick like a demo from their pre-first album. Nothing like that.
So you vet that out first, like before you pick one. If they don't answer and you pick one out of your own, do you like? Is there like a point in time before the tournaments where you go through and you listen to like their catalog of music and then you decide like which one is best in your opinion?
Not at all. I would just randomly pick one.
Okay.
That's too much time, man. It's 32 bands.
Yeah. I can only imagine. I have seen your show when bands have not responded and you said that. And I'm like, what jackass doesn't fuck? I mean, because, like, unless you're like Korn or Pantera, that kind of exposure, you can't, like, all reactors give us a sense of exposure that people just don't understand. Even if you only have 13 people that watch it, that 13 people can turn into 13 other people. And there's a lot of celebrity musicians and artists, even from way back, that credit reactors today for making a comeback. And yet a lot of them are like, oh, I hate reactors. Now, there's only a few that actually say that, but there has been some. Lars Ulrich, for one. He can't stand reactors, but he's a piece of shit anyway, in my opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else but me. I can't stand the guy. I do love Metallica. I just can't stand Lars. But anyway, so there's no structure to, like, going out. You just randomly pick one. Would you say that that's something that happens a lot, where people just, you know, they blank out or flake out on you?
Like after they've said that they'll be there and want a certain song used?
Well, let's just say from the point of conception, when the song first comes in.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it happens all the time. Just especially in the tournaments, because the tournaments, like, in theory, are supposed to be like the biggest thing we do, where the band's bringing all their fans, and the idea is that a lot of those fans are hearing music they've never heard before, and simultaneously discover the show and what we do. But a lot of times, like, bands will be like, "Oh, use this one," and then don't share one single time. Don't even show up to the tournament, and we give away prizes for every single one that we do.
Right.
Try to have like some form of motivation for the bands. Like, oh, well, we get free merch, we get all kinds of, we get free reactions and reels made and all kinds of stuff. And it's very easy. Just click share or tell.
Right.
You know, type one time, "Hey, we're in this tournament today. It'd be cool if you guys could show up and vote."
Exactly, right. It doesn't take but a minute.
Easy.
I mean,
Right.
Now, admittingly, the first time I got in one, I didn't share, I didn't do anything, but I was right in your chat saying, guys, I kept forgetting, you know, but I can see how that can happen with a busy life. But if you're in a band and you got 4 or 5 other guys in a band, for Christ's sake, get one of them. I mean, like you said, it's not hard to copy and paste a link, you know, just takes but a second. And these days, there's all kinds of things, like even Facebook says you can share to multiple groups at the same time, and also Instagram at the same time. You know, you can just, all you got to do is click boxes, so it's not that big a deal. But I like how you got it, man. You're throwing the motivation out there, which I'm sure keeps the steam rolling for these tournaments. Now, you mentioned that people are saying, "Oh no, you should have picked somebody else instead of this one." Now that you have that structure of the voting system, does that still happen where people call it, or put a little bit more flavor in it? Do you ever get called the fixes in? You know, do you ever get accused of anything like that?
Very rarely. It's happened in the past, but very, very rarely do people like, "Oh, this isn't fair. Like, why is this band going against this band in the first round?" Because we allow anybody in the tournaments. It's primarily like 85% smaller bands, but there can be an Avenged Sevenfold or Metallica in the tournament hypothetically. Out of every one I've ever done, and I've done like 48 of them.
Damn it, man!
Baby Metal's won once. Bandmaids won once. Nemophila. Those are like 3 fairly big Japanese rock bands. But,
yeah.
Other than that, it's always a local artist.
Is that how you say it, Nemophilia? I've been saying Nemophilia, yeah, but I'm terrible with band names, though. I mean, like, people pick on me all the time about it.
I think so. I've done a lot of reactions to them, and no one's like bluntly just called me out.
Well, they would call me out, so I'm going to go with that. So it's Nemophilia, you know, because the people love to do that. "Oh my God, you said that letter wrong!" They act like it's the end of the world, you know. So let me ask. Okay, so when you get a celebrity band in there, you know, let's just stick to the Metallica name here for hypothetical. When Metallica gets put in there, they win the tournament.
It's so unlikely.
Yeah,
So
I imagine
unlikely.
so. It's not like Metallica fans are gonna be like, "Oh my God, we got to flock over to this," you know. But if let's just say one of them won, you know, where would those prizes that you give go to?
We've attempted that. We've when Bandmade won, they were the first big band to ever win, which was our 18th tournament ever. We messaged them and said, "Hey, can I send some free stuff?" And they did not respond. So nothing really happens in those scenarios.
It just kind of fizzles out.
Yeah, that's why we try to like push the smaller bands winning, because at least they rock the merch at shows and tell people about the show.
Yeah. I think it's a great concept, man. I had this idea of called Local Band Spotlight one time many years ago, but that was like during the Facebook days when I was just streaming on Facebook all the time when I was in between my work shift with Apple. And it was taking off, man. I was doing interviews like crazy, and you know, and I really loved the idea of spreading the local band thing. So that's why I admire what you're doing, man. You know, I mean, it's really great, dude. I mean, we get some local bands that come in and they'll put their requests in for it, but most of the time it's not. I'm always trying to encourage it because I just think, that's just, it's just not happening as much anymore. It's so cutthroat, and there's not enough. But you seem to have you're a young guy with an old soul with music. You've got those values that are just lost with artists and stuff. And you are an artist yourself. So because the dude from the Whiskey told me he was in a band with you once.
Who was that at the Whiskey?
Anthony was his name.
I was never in a band with a guy named Anthony.
Or I might have his.
Oh, you're talking about the booking agent?
Yeah.
Oh, I've played a show with his band, but he wasn't in the band.
He said he was in a band with you.
No.
That's why I was like, damn, I didn't know he actually played anything. I thought he just was like doing something with that AM Fall thing, But I asked him about the AM Fall. He said, no, it was before that. And I said, oh, okay. So, I just kind of left it at that.
He used to be in a band called Till Skies Fall.
Till Skies Fall. Okay. It doesn't ring any bells.
On YouTube. There's some stuff on YouTube.
Okay, we'll have to look it up. And also, since this is a 24-hour show and there's plenty of time, I'm sure I'm not going to get requests to fill in 960 requests. So, if you have anything, any AM Fall or anything you want to throw in here at the end of this, I'll gladly play it for you. So let's go backtrack a little bit. When did you start doing the streaming?
First started streaming like 4 years ago, maybe 4.5 years ago, through Facebook. And
okay.
We would play music nonstop through Facebook, and we would get shut down every 30, 40 minutes from a copyright. But you could just restart the stream all over again, like 30 seconds later.
Yep.
So everyone would just kind of hang and stay on the page and wait, and then we start another one up. And then after literally like a year or two of doing that, I just got tired of it, man. And I was like, we just got to be another place where we're not getting shut down all the time. Which ended up being Twitch. So
yeah, there you go.
We just moved it all over.
Yeah, the same thing was going on with YouTube. In the very beginning, I wasn't getting shut down at all. They weren't touching me. Then it was like I'd play 5 seconds. But the bad thing with them is you got to get a whole new stream key every time you do that. So like I was constantly telling people, hang on, let me give you a new link, because it was a new link and everything. And then finally people started pushing Twitch. I was like, that's the gaming side. I'm not a gamer, you guys, and I don't have anything against gamers, but I'm just not one. And finally I said, fuck it, let's go give it a shot. And I fell in love. Like the first time I was like, okay, what? They don't care.
No problems over here.
It's like, wow, I'm smoking cigarettes, I'm drinking, people are paying me to drink, and I'm playing the songs. This is my job right over here. This is it, And I have tried other things. I tried the Kick thing, and I did find a workaround to go live to share this as well, same time as this and TikTok, using my geeky self. I'm going to try that eventually. I'll let you know if that works or if they end up shutting my account.
What were you talking about earlier about the battling?
Okay, so battles is fun, man. It is actually a lot of fun. I thought it was a dumb idea at first, but then somebody invited me in theirs, and it's actually pretty fucking fun. So the way it works is you go in there, you got to do your lives, you got to get them out of the way. It's 30 minutes, 3 different days each, right? And I was told you have to have 1,000 followers to go live, but I didn't. I had like 10, and I went live and I got my 3 out. So when you do you do have to have you just have to have those 3 days in. Okay, so let's say you go live, and then somebody will invite you. I'm making a long story short here. There's a little process, but let's say you're like, hey, Peredy, I'd like to do this battle with you. I'm like, all right, cool, go live. And then you go live, and you sit there and wait a second, and then I wait until I just assume you're on there, or you text me off of something else, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll be live, and I'll hit the host button, and bam, all of a sudden it's looking like we're looking right now. You're side by side, right? And you can do up to 4 people. What
are we battling? Like, what are we?
That's the fun thing. Anything you want. Anything you want. See, that's the fun thing about it. The growing thing, or the biggest thing that's going on right now, is people battling politics. Are you doing Harris or Trump? Well, guess what? They make the least amount of money because people are just constantly fighting with each other the whole way through it. But it gets them a lot of views, which does nothing for you on TikTok. The views don't matter. TikTok is so backwards from everything else. You got to have the actual followers and stuff to get you momentum. But that's what they do. And sometimes some people make a couple bucks. Now, for example, the one I did last night, it was with a guy named Terry, a girl named Storm, another chick, which was like smoking ass hot, besides the point, and myself. And there's 4 of us there. And me and Terry were on a team. You can do 2, 4, 6, 8, something like that. It has to be even numbers. And then the other 2 girls. And she pit the girls against the guys. And the battle was simply win for win. And whoever lost had to put this ridiculous filter on. TikTok's got an enormous library of filters, man. And there was stuff that made me look like a woman, have big lips, had to wear a seal suit to go like that over and over again. And it sounds silly and childish, but I'm telling you, people love it. As soon as they see that, they swipe and scroll through, they're in there and they're like, oh, I want my team to win. So they're tapping that gift thing, right? There's anything from a rose, which is like $1, to a galaxy, which is $10, to like a line, it's like $50. They're hitting that thing, and all of a sudden you look at the end of the night and you're seeing your balance, and you got $75-$80 by sitting there saying, tap the screen, you're doing it. And it's wild, man, because everybody's like, no, come over here, do this, Once you get in that momentum, it is so crazy, dude. It's like, imagine being in a mosh pit and people are just chucking dollars at you. It's insane, man. I mean, like,
all right, we'll battle soon then.
Yeah, we gotta bring you in this, dude, man, because it's
All
like,
right, cool.
It's a lot. Now, there's been times where I made 50 cents. The best night I've had so far was like $50, but at the same time, I'm still brand new. I don't have a lot of followers. Something tells me you would have a lot more people that would follow you into there than I do. My viewers tend to be like, no, TikTok's the enemy of Twitch. You either do Twitch or TikTok, but you have a different kind of vibe going on with you. You're already doing the TikTok thing. You've already got momentum going with these other things. So it's not a betrayal for somebody like you to do that with the viewers, so but yeah, that's I forgot exactly what I was even talking about before we went in that, but that's how you do the battles. Cool. So did you ever try to do the live thing with YouTube? Were they constantly shutting you down if you did?
Nah, I'm really, really weird about the YouTube channel. It's like my baby, so I treat it. I'm gentle with it. I don't do anything that gets me in trouble on YouTube. I once got a copyright strike, and it's 90 days to remove it. But if you get 3, they take away your channel.
Right.
So I was like extra gentle during those 90 days, and then I got a second one once because they said I was supporting the harm of policemen and protesters. And it was some reaction I did like 5 years ago. In the band's called Protest. And in the video, there's like a whole bunch of people like protesting against police. And I was just doing a reaction to it, and I disputed it, and they were like, nah. So I had to wait. I had to take like a class on YouTube or something like that. Oh my God. But all those are gone. All those strikes are gone.
I hate that, man.
I see other people like occasionally streaming music on YouTube.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends who the artist is, and then because you'll get the warning, and they'll be like, "Hey, we gotta shut down."
There's a lot of things to factor in when it comes to YouTube. I mean, like people told, like, the biggest aggravation thing I got, like somebody would say, "Do a reaction to this band." I'm like, "Nope, I tried that," and they took it out. They wouldn't even let it be viewable. There was some baby metal. Oh no, that's not true. You're lying. I saw another reactor do it. I'm like, it's hit and miss with everybody. I mean, like I've seen so many times one person can show a video, another person cannot. There's no calculation behind it at all. And when you go to try to actually talk to somebody, I went through like almost 100 times through the channels until I finally got somebody that knew somebody that worked there to try to look into it. And they're like, they finally lifted it, but they said, yeah, you're permanently demonetized no matter how many channels you get, because you can't have an official verified artist page and put your music videos on a different one. That ad revenue has to go to only one place. I'm like, so not at all. And 10,000 of us at the same time got removed. I'm like, you know what? I'll use it for video storage, but I'm done fucking with them, But if you still got that going for you, I don't blame you treating it like, put a diaper around that bitch. Sure. I mean, especially if you've already got 2 strikes. Fuck, dude. You're like you're on that fence, because it gets removed after that.
They're gone now. They're gone now. You have to wait. Like once you get one, you can't get another one for 90 days. And if nothing happens in that 90 days, they remove the strike.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even go through that. They just canceled me out completely. I mean, like they took away the strikes, but they also said you're demonetized. So like, but I do have one that has a warning. One of my channels has a warning. I'm like, whatever, But all right. So you started off with Facebook, just like I did, it seems, and then you phased into Twitch. But how did your streaming start off? Was it just requesting music, or were you just kind of hanging out and people were like, hey, I got something I want you to hear? And at what point did it turn into a job for you? And I use that word loosely because people think job means you hate it, a full-time thing.
It was before before streaming, because the show was like free react. I've been doing reactions for like 12 years. So,
Holy Jesus.
yeah, I didn't even know reactions were like a thing when I started doing them.
Yeah.
And I just thought it would be cool to get high on camera to my buddy's music in the local area. So it started off with me just like hitting the bong all the time, like jamming a band in the background.
Right.
And eventually it kind of like took off in Australia, of all places. So I started getting hit up like every single day with like all these bands sending me music that they wanted me to do this for. And it was like a free service for a while.
Right.
So then it kind of got so wildly busy. I was like, I'd probably make like $5 or $10 off each one of these. And so I started charging like, and then people kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And as the channel grew, we tried to charge a little bit more. And then when COVID hit, I was like, man, what am I going to do? Because I was a server for a long time while doing all this. And I was like, what am I going to do? And then we got this big ass check from Gavin Newsom in California here. And I blew it all on a custom PC and started streaming.
There you go.
That's kind of when it like started to focus on like full time.
Right. Yeah. As much as I would hate for another COVID to hit around, I have to have some kind of gratitude for it, because that's what launched me too. It's like I was miserable at Apple, and I hated it. And this guy named I don't know. So he fussed at me for name dropping him one time. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But he's very popular with reaction things, and he's like, man, you're funny as hell. You should get on there. I'm like, reaction videos. I don't know. I don't think I could do that. So I tried a couple, and then I got drunk one night, and somebody said, hey, go live. So anyway, this interview is you, but I'm kind of comparing a story, right? So it's the same thing, and then people were like, well, play mine next. I'm like, you want to play yours next? Give me $5. And he did, and I made like $400 that night. Now, that was the only night I made that much in one night just off of request. But yeah, just like you, I was like, all right, well, I guess this is it. This is the thing. But dude, it's like COVID is such a terrible thing that came around. And it did help the streamers. So my question for you is while a lot of people say that they've taken a hit since COVID is like kind of gone, to where it's not affecting people's lives as much now, it did me. Other ones are saying that they've increased when it started going away. And I don't really know why. How has it affected you before and after, or have you not seen any difference?
I would say it slightly helped, just because I had infinite free time all of a sudden.
I should reiterate the question. Like, how has it affected, like, after it was over? Like, everybody started going back to work and stuff.
Oh, well, I didn't have to go back to work, which was, I guess you'd say, which is cool. I don't really make a lot of money, but I make enough to pay all the bills and rent, which is a little bit left over, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where you just got to take a negative and turn it into a positive somehow.
Okay. All right. I see. Like, ever since everybody started going back to work and going to bars, I've seen like a massive drop in viewers and stuff like that, where I went from like 1,000 or 2,000 a night. Now I'm like lucky to get 20 or 30. Even Amaranth said that she dropped by 80%. So, but I've seen other streamers say that after everybody started going back out to the bars and stuff, it's helped them out. And in fact, one guy said that people are sitting at the bar in groups, literally watching on the TV at bars, which has happened from time to time, even here. Have you ever seen people in groups at like a public place, like say, hey, I got you on the big screen here, and there's like 50, 60 people watching?
Yes, for a tournament before. There was a
badass, isn't it?
In a previous tournament, and they had a watch party. They did not win, which is a bummer.
Oh,
I don't think if they had that many people doing it correctly, like voting in the Twitch polls and stuff, they should have like smoked everybody.
Right.
But,
yeah, watch party, man. That is just absolutely fucking awesome when that happens. But I will tell you though that whenever I go in there off my phone, granted I'm 50 years old, the phone thing is not my forte, but whenever I go in there and I'm trying to vote, it takes me a hot minute to try to find the thing to vote again, because it doesn't show up right there, and I'm like tapping all over the place trying to find it. So I don't know, that maybe that could have been a thing with the watch party too. I'm not really sure, but I think some people already have it set. It's just automatically there whenever they go to Twitch on the phone. They're like, it's right there, man. I'm like, where? And I have to like pull down shit. I don't even remember where it's at right now. But
there's no settings to like heavily alter the poll either.
There's no what?
There's no settings. My wife's like really sick, and she's saying I got like 5-10 more minutes. My bad. There's no like settings in Twitch to like change the poll like you can't really do much with it.
Yeah.
As far as like I've tried like overlays and stuff like that as like a different way to go about it, but then everybody can see who everybody's voting on. And
yeah, you don't want that. Your wife is ill, man. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
That's okay. I know this was like our third time trying to like get this going.
It's okay, man. It's okay. This is look. I mean, this is the first one doing with another streamer, and I always do a conversational approach anyway. And I kind of feel like I wasted half the time talking about my own stuff, but it's like there's so much is in common. I'm like, oh, it just makes me remember. Oh my God, this is what I did. Too.
It's all good.
But now, all right. So 5 or 10 minutes left. Let's get into the nitty gritty of streaming and how you do it. What do you think is the most difficult task, or let's say the most obnoxious task? Like, what gives you the biggest headache of dealing with what you do with your shows?
Like things that go wrong.
Well, like, what makes you go? What situation happens? And it doesn't have to happen like every day. Like, just even if it's just once a year. Like, what situation happens when you're like, holy fuck, what am I doing right now? Screw this shit. I'm shutting down. I'm going to smoke a blunt, play a game. Fuck all this. What would that situation be?
This hasn't happened in a really long time, but occasionally we used to get trolled where like people will like hide a dick in like a YouTube video.
Oh my God.
And it's like an unlisted video, one sub, one view, so you know something's gonna happen. And then we pull it on the screen, and then it's like a song will start, and then it'll be like a dick on the screen.
Jesus.
And you're just like
really?
Yeah, so then you either gotta ban the person right away. But then sometimes they'll remake another name real quick and then come back in under a different thing and act differently and do it. But like we don't get a lot of trolls, but that would be the worst. That happened a couple times within a week, probably like a year ago. This one person kept coming back and like it was gross, bro.
Well, when they're relentless like that, that's what they do. I mean, I think probably every streamer's had that one or two people that just won't give up. They become obsessed with trying to wreck you, and the only thing it takes is them finally deciding, I've already made 200 accounts, I can't make any more. Let me find somebody else to pick on, Right. But yeah, no, that's totally understand. I can tell you, I have never had that yet. Now, I have made videos where I've tried to fool you before with the whole Jeb character, but I would never flash a dick at you.
I love the Jeb character.
You love the Jeb. Well, who the fuck are you? All right. So, I didn't even look. Has anybody had any questions? So much falling. Lions Den Productions. So much falling. I'm sorry if I missed something, guys. Yeah, my chat is actually doing better now than it normally does. Maybe it's because of you. So I'm just gonna take a picture of you and stick you up in the corner for the rest of the show. Maybe that'll keep. Yeah. Or maybe I should put a dick pic. I don't know. But no, that would get me shut down so bad. All right. So what would you say is the most rewarding thing about this? Is probably the most important question. I try to save it for the end because I know you got to go. What do you think is the most rewarding thing about doing your show? And I'm gonna stretch it into more specifically doing this with the local bands. Like what would you say in a sentence or two that just makes you say, this is why I do this shit on the constant?
It's for the bands, man. I know it's kind of like a cliche answer, but you make friends for a long time. Like when you click with a band and you interview them and they have a good time, and then they start supporting what you do, and because you're supporting them, and they come hang out and they discover people that you're in chat with on a regular basis that watch the show. They hit it off. Sometimes they collab. Like you kind of like like you hold a can of gasoline and a can of matches, and you can cause like a spark and an explosion with like some streamers have like a small form of power and magic, and I feel like that's like what we do is we help ears and eyes to music in a certain way, which could literally turn someone's day upside down, like in a positive way.
Facts. And I apologize, man. Derek, that side sponsor told you about. He's insisting. I'm trying to make sense of what he said here. Okay. All right. So yeah, Derek is somebody that's toyed around with the idea of getting into it. He's actually told me several times he loves what I do, but he would rather do a structure like yours. So what he wants to know what you would recommend. I'm I'm paraphrasing because his typing skills are worse than mine. What advice would you get to get him started doing in the format that kind of you do it? Now, I would say right off the bat, don't do it exactly like him, because that's just going to be a fail. There's only one of each really that people dig, but I'll let you take the answer for that.
I would say to start, find like a Facebook or Instagram way that you can say, hey, I'm going to be jamming some songs on stream today. If you make music, comment a link below, and then just start there, and that might get some people to kind of like trickle over and see how you respond to their song. And if they dig your style, hopefully they come back. And being repetition and being on time is important. Like if your thing is you go live at 4:00 every day, try and always be live at that same time, because then your viewers know like to look for you, and have fun with it. People are stupid, make mistakes, and do dumb things all the time. But if you can't laugh at yourself every now and then, if you goof or make a mistake, then you probably shouldn't be doing this.
That's a fact. You got to have a thick skin. You got to be able to do this. And like he said, it's not just, it's not just working for yourself. Just like any other job, you got to be on time, because people will, just like tuning into like, friends, they expect that show to be on at 7:00. If it's not, they're like, fuck it, I'm going to watch something else. All right, man. So in the last seconds, go ahead and plug anything you want. Of course, we will throw links in our chat as well. Tell them where to find you and any other projects you're in, including AM Fall or anything. The floor is yours, man. Go wide open with it.
Cool. My name is BG. I do a show called Local Band Smokeout. We have a YouTube channel, nearly 85,000 subs. Any artist, any genre is accepted. Go to localbandsmokeout.com if you ever need me to shoot something for you. We also, as we've been talking today, twitch.tv/localbandsmokeout. I'm live at some point nearly every single day, usually every single day. We just started doing that. And then finally, I run this side project called AM Fall that we started like a year and a half ago. It stands for All My Friends Are Local Legends. It's on Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. Every song is completely different. It's just a bunch of people that do vocals and play instruments from all over the world. And I'm like, hey, you want to get on a song? You want to get on a song? So every song is like 4 or 5 different vocalists. And then we drop another one on Friday, and I'm going to send you the entire song after this. You can jam it on the show if you want.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, send me anything you want, dude.
It's really heavy. Some of the ones we do are like singing, like high-pitched vocal singing, like Sleeping with Sirens stuff. But this one is just straight nasty deathcore.
Nasty deathcore. There you go.
It's evil. There's like 6 people on it.
So it wasn't hard for you to get some people. I do remember you put the post up saying you're looking for some hardcore singers, And I'm gonna throw my own plug. One of these days, I do want to be a part of one of those projects. One of these days too. I would love to be part of that. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Hell yeah! All right, you guys. That BG from Local Band Smokeout, and you guys. Thank you so much, man. First interview with another streamer. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I hope we could do this again sometime. And check him out. Fucking check him out. Or you don't have to fuck him, but check him out. Anyway, love you to death, man. All right.
Love you too, Ro.
We'll catch you later. All right, guys. And that closes that out. Let me go back to the other one. I think doing that. There we go. All right, so that was the first time doing one of those. I hope that went pretty smooth. I couldn't help but to talk about my own situations because we have something in common so much. I hope that wasn't too annoying. I'm going to try to not to do that so much next time. And BG did send me something, and we're going to play that right now. This is the AM Fall Brutal Deathcore with rough vocals. And if you guys want to jump on, if you're in a band or something, and I know I'm recording this right now, that's why it looks a little funny, but if you are in a band or you are a streamer and you would like to do an interview as well, hit me up sometime. You can always email me at peredy@yahoo.com. It's Peredy, Papa Echo Romeo Echo Delta Yankee, and we can set that up. All right, so for right now, we're